Hey everybody, it's Neil Pryor here, and a very warm welcome to you. It's Sunday 25th of November 2018, and I just thought I'd do a very quick catch up, tell you where I am, what I'm doing, and actually have a quick look at the recent year, actually, where we are currently in the big G8 currencies. So just a quick heads up, I think most people know me by now. I'm on Trade to Win, I'm on Forex Factory, I also appear on Twitter a bit, and actually I've got my website here, FXCorrelator.com, where I post, you can see there in the middle, I post quite a few things, my CV, I have a blog which I update most days, and just some insights here, lots of areas here as well, and please feel free to go and have a look there. If you can, I really appreciate if you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and then I can keep you up to speed with my training. I'm going to be running 2019 and so on. It also has my FXCorrelator here, all my free links, free kind of software. So yep, go there, have a look, fxcorrelator.com, or email me, fxcorrelator@gmail.com. Always happy to have a chat. I'm doing some mentoring when I get the time. And at the moment that's free, just helping people out, just keeps my hand in, talking to a lot of traders out there at the moment, always am, and I quite enjoy that. I learn a lot, and hopefully they do as well. Okay, well, while we're here, I just wanted to do a quick update of where we are, and I'm going to look at the whole year actually. Obviously sterling's been very big this year in terms of its activity, but I wanted to show you where we are, focus a little bit on sterling as well. So without further ado, let's go to the chart. Okay, this is a daily chart. Okay, this is a daily chart, and what you see there is just some. This is going actually no, yeah. This is a daily chart going back to 2016, guys. You see at the bottom there, May, June 2016. I think the base benchmark start point here, where everything's zeroized, 1st of June, just before we had the big Brexit vote. Just to give you an idea of where we are on some of these things and what's happening. Thought it might be of interest. Now, at the top here, you've got the different colours for the different currencies, and probably clear to you that this currency here that's fell off the bottom of beyond here in red is sterling. And I just wanted to talk you through a bit what's happened to sterling the last 2 years now, 2 years plus, and where we are based on the Brexit shenanigans, the Brexit kind of circus that's been going on. So first and foremost, if you come across to here, you see a figure of about 2,500 minus 2,400. That's actually the number of pips that sterling on its own fell through the floor following Brexit. Absolutely horrendous. And that doesn't take into account what the other currency in any particular pair did. Just shows you how far it fell off the rest of the world. It just goes to show just how powerful this event was. But let's take a look here at what happened so far. So if we say that about 2,400 was the 100% fall, okay, you can see through December into early mid 2017. Can you see here? Sterling actually made a bit of a comeback. In fact, this is roughly 50% here. Sterling had nearly come back 50% of its initial drop by middle of 2017. May reached its peak. Then you can see we had a big sell-off here. So again, presumably there was various elements that contributed to that, but everything pushing sterling away. And then again from August, September 2017, pushing all the way through to earlier this year around March, April time. Fantastic build. This was where we were starting to rebuild rebuild the kind of respect and the integrity of our currency, interest rates, so on, really pushing back. People were starting to think that we were starting to get somewhere here and that sterling might have a chance. As you can see then, again, if you draw a rough trend line here, come about March time, we then had a very nasty shock again. Things started coming down, and now we're kind of for the last couple of months, probably through the early summer actually, about 1150, something like that. Last 2 or 3 months we've been kind of ranging. Okay, we're ranging around 50% of the initial drop back in 2016. So what does this tell me? Well, you can see down here, trying to fool around a bit, we can see that we did bottom out here around August time, had a couple of sell-offs, and again, as you're well aware, I mean, we've had a bad few weeks now. Sterling's starting to struggle again at the moment, so it's difficult to call what's going to happen next. Obviously it will be based around what the hell happens, and whether we are going to buy into the Brexit deal that Theresa May has driven through, or whether we're just going to throw everything up in the air and start again, or crash out, or have a, I don't know, a Remain vote. I don't know. But what we do know is that really sterling has struggled now to get above 50% of its position 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when it crashed out. So there we are. Personally, I mean, unless it's an absolute disaster and everything's been priced in, I'd be surprised to see it fall below this line and start to plunge down again into these kind of 2000 fall levels from 2016. But I don't know. Perhaps we'll chase up and down in this area. This is quite a substantial range here. Again, if I drop this down 12, we're talking about 300 pips, something like this, 300 pip range there, easily tradable over the next month or so. So we'll have to see. I mean, in terms of other currencies, blue euro is actually faring the best since 2016, when I've taken the start point here, July 2016. Euro's done the best. There's a few other things going on here, but generally euro has been the strongest. Again, you can see euro is bouncing off of a kind of support level here, and everything else, because of the sheer size and power of what sterling has done since 2016 and the volume of its fall, most other things are congregated together. This is quite a tight range here. These guys are ranging inside probably about 400 pip range on all of them since 2016. So you can actually see at this point, 2.5 years after 2016, June, July, the rest of the currencies they're pretty tight. I mean, 400 pips is not that much over a 2.5 year period, guys. They've been wider at times here, but it's really sterling that's been driving all the volatility and the action. So pretty interesting stuff, and we will see over the next few months how this pans out. Either way, I'm quite happy trading a lot of cable. As you know, it's making me money most days, and yeah, it's certainly the go-to pair for me, because sterling is just so active. Okay, while we're on the subject, let's have a quick look at just 2018 here from early January, and what's happened this year. And as you can see, sterling hasn't been so dominant this year actually in terms of what's happening. What I can see here is the following. I can see the yellow Japanese yen has had a very strong year this year so far, and you can see it's somewhere in the region of 700 pips up at times this year from a starting baseline of 1st of January. Come off a little bit, but the green back there, the green dollar, again strong as well, and these guys are running around probably 400 or 500 pips ahead of the zero line this year, so they're up 400 or 500 pips. So well done if you've been buying into those two this year, because you've certainly done very well. I mean, in terms of the currencies that have struggled this year, I'm just looking back. Come all the way back here. If you can see this is the brown CAD, Canadian dollar, the loonie as they call it. Had a very bad early start to the year. First 3 months came off about 700 pips, come back into the pack. There's not too much to choose from a variety of currencies at the moment, guys, as we go into virtually into the last month of the year now, heading towards December. I mean, sterling had a bad few weeks, and as you can see, sterling was bad here back in July, August time. It's come back out in October and now back out again, really struggling under pressure from what's going on with Brexit. So sterling having a bad time. Euro equally hardly having a good time, and when it comes to the rest of the year, we got CAD and we got Aussie dollar. We've basically got four currencies here, bottom half, and probably from those we'll see which one actually has the largest recorded fall by the time we get to the end of the year. And we've got four currencies above the zero now from a baseline starting of this year. So we've got the yen and dollar doing very well. We've got the Swissy doing remarkably well, and we've also got New Zealand dollar. If you are a follower of intermarket correlation. A guy called John Murphy used to write a lot about this kind of stuff. And if you believe that things like the carry trades and certain currencies reflect certain market conditions in equities and bonds, if you follow these things, you could say that the dollar and the yen are strong because of the weakness in equities. But this is equities. This is the US 30 for this year, starting in January. You can see it's been, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're coming in here around early part of the year, about the 2.5s, 2,900, yeah, it's been very strong at times, but equally we've had sell-offs the last 2 or 3 months. What do you think? I think that, well, really, I mean, we're not that far off the start of the year. So if you were someone that was into intermarket relationships, you'd say that really most currencies and things would be fairly flatlining because there's nothing driven the market. You could say that dollar and yen and even Swissy to a certain degree should have been quite weak September this year, but actually they weren't. They were actually strong. So there's a lot that can be said about these kind of things. I used to be more of a believer in intermarket analysis. These days I'm not so fussed. If you look at my my post and my thread at Trade to Win back in the 2009s, 10s, I used to be a big follower in this. Not so much now. So so much for that. But yeah, I mean, that's where we are this year. Who knows what will happen this year? There was obviously a lot of predictions at the start of this year as to what currencies were strong and weak. I must admit, most people believe that dollar would have a good year, and it is. Very strong interest rate rises. Trump administration, who knows whether that was good or bad for it, but it certainly had an impact on the dollar this year. Although, as you can see, yen is equally as strong at the moment. So that's pretty much it, guys. Please keep an eye on things. I'll let you know what I'm doing training wise next year. Please follow my blog here. Please follow my comments at Trade to Win Forex Factory. I'm always around, always happy to help. And I hope you do well in your trade in the next few months as we head towards Christmas break. Okay, guys, this is MVP signing off. Have a good one. Cheers.